Welcome to Market Movers. I'm Dave Hightower, joined by Dan Bosse. The Black Sea contracts becoming more important, specifically more important to Southeast Asia, and a little bit of a hit against Australian business.
Absolutely, David. When you look back at what's occurring in Black Sea, it is the benchmark for world wheat prices around the world. This year's Russian and Ukrainian wheat crop could never be more important. We're now looking at a little bit of dryness. We got a ridge setting up over western Russia. It's going to be real interesting to see how that occurs going forward with, of course, the Russian wheat crop moving into the reproductive phase.
So we have seen the spread of Australian wheat over Black Sea narrow a little bit, but still I get the sense that those Southeast Asian buyers are going to continue to prefer that version of wheat.
Well, I think they'll like Australian wheat, but we do have the Saudis now looking very carefully at buying Russian wheat. More and more people are starting to see as an acceptance. So the contracts in terms of the Black Sea from the CME and Platts are just becoming a real importance in terms of determination of what the world wheat market will be doing.
And we are seeing some volatility from the U.S. wheat fundamentals flow over into the Black Sea market.
Well, what we don't know, David, is the quality of this year's soft red winter and hard red winter wheat crops in the United States. We know they're going to be big. We've had a lot of rain across the central U.S. The question is one of quality, and will a disease called Fusarium or scab have a big impact? Vomitoxin could also be something we're looking at. So those are issues we'll think about going forward in the coming weeks.
So we're losing acres in corn, but we're seeing less quality in wheat.
That's as we see it today, that's exactly right.
Before we dive into our trade discussions, I'd like to point out that these trades are examples and not recommendations or advice. So given the increased volatility and uncertainty on the weather, how do you see the trade opportunity?
Well, Dave, we like the relationship between KC and Black Sea wheat. Both are a hard wheat contract, and so you're trading similar items. We see big production coming out of the United States relative to all the rain that's fallen. Quality may be a little concerned, but more importantly, I'm concerned about the dryness developing across portions of western Russia. So we're looking at buying 5 July Black Sea wheat Platts futures and selling 2 Kansas City wheat at a spread of $27 premium to the Black Sea wheat Platts futures. We're going to risk $4. Our target is going to be $14 to $16 per ton. And again, remember, when you're trading Kansas City wheat, it's not a FOB relationship. That's basically done relative to deliver points internally.
And hopefully doing a spread will allow you to weather some volatility.
I think so.
So Dan, as an example, I'm looking to buy August Black Sea wheat Platts, $205 call for $5 a ton. I want to use an objective of $16 a ton, and I want to risk the total premium paid. I see the volatility to be expanding still, and I'd like to have some definition to my strategy.
I agree with you completely, Dave. To me, it's all a question of weather during the month of June, and that ridge over Russia is going to be very important in the weeks ahead.
Dan, on Market Movers, we like to educate new folks just tuning in. Our education topic this time is, why are countries like Indonesia, Philippines, Vietnam, and other Southeast Asian buyers looking for wheat from the Black Sea?
Well, David, it's price. First of all, the prices from the Black Sea have been the most competitive in the world for the last couple of years. Second of all, their quality has really improved. They had a problem with bug damage a few years back. That's really changed completely from the Russian side, along with their logistics. It's really become the hub for world wheat pricing and demand, and so a lot of people are looking to that area, and it's going to be very key going forward.
And I've also heard that they've become comfortable with actually using that supply.
They have, and it's the availability, it's the quality that's improved. Even countries like Saudi Arabia, one of the most stringent buyers in the world, are now looking at Black Sea wheat as an opportunity.
So thanks, Dan, for your insight. We'll keep a close eye on the market. Thanks for joining us on Market Movers. I'm Dave Hightower. Trade well and trade smart.